was that person who got onto like, the 21-day fix. I have a good friend who was a Beachbody coach, and I was like, oh, I'm going to do this. Nothing worked. I failed, or felt like I failed at everything. And like, when you came along, it was just so like, I told my husband, he's like, what makes this one different? Because he's like, I've seen you start and fail and you get so frustrated. And he's like, what makes this one different? I told him, like, it's not a 3-week program. I'm like, this is something that we're going to learn to do forever. And like, that's what makes it different. And even now, when I said last night, I'm like, hey, I got to talk to you about something. I'm like, I want to continue. He's like, okay, cool. He's like, I think that's a great idea. So he's like, he saw finally, like in 8 weeks, like I stuck with it. And that for me has made all the difference. He's like super excited. So he's just like, every week I go in, he's like, this is just amazing. Like things are changing. And I'm like, I know. I just can't believe, and I come from a science background, and I can't believe like how much I didn't know.
Yeah.
And
wow.
like I was sitting on like all the phone calls, like, what? Really? And I'm just like, these light bulbs are like ding, ding, ding. I'm like, that makes so much sense. Like, how did I not know that? I think empowering us with the whole, like, it doesn't need to be perfect. Here's like that portion size. Here's what your rough estimate needs to be. I think that for me was super empowering, knowing that, because I was, had the calorie app, which is stressful in itself. And like, you sit there and watch the numbers go up and you're like, what am I doing? So, I mean, that took a lot of stress off. But then I think too, the scripted workouts are huge. What should I be doing each week? How do I progress to get stronger? Like, I didn't know any of that before. I really looked forward to it each morning. It's like the first thing I do in the morning. It's like, oh, what am I gonna learn today? No, I didn't. I felt like it built really, really well. And I do remember about halfway through, people getting overwhelmed with like feeling like we had to add too much. But for me, I kind of felt like that was when you had like that natural stopping point. I'm like, oh, perfect. Like that was like perfect amount of information for me. So I felt like it just like was natural. So I never felt like that overwhelmed feeling.
Okay.
I was too excited to keep going. So I was like, nice. What can we learn today? Like, did you post it yet? Yeah. Like, no, it was amazing. And I loved the knowledge of just knowing why things are happening and why this is important has just been so impactful. I would recommend this to anyone I know. Yeah, it's amazing. It's the first thing I've been part of. And I've done like 2 Whole30s. I mean, I've been around the block, I really have tried so many things. So many of us are probably a testament of that now. So yeah, it's pretty amazing. You've done an amazing job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you
for working so hard on this. And just I was also extremely amazed by how much information just in 8 weeks and the price point. I was like, what? How are we getting all of this? I'm like, what? I was like shocked. I'm like, this is amazing. So I'm happy you're increasing the price, because I think you totally should. The wealth of information that you provide, just the workout schedule in itself is worth, twice as much, if not more. But yeah, just everything you provided us. And it was so personal, authentic. And that's too, I think that speaks really highly to the whole, the whole program that you've created too, is your authenticity. And you are kind of an outlier. Like, I don't see a lot of people doing what you're doing.